else. That's very good.
Okay.
She uses the word of the Lord instead of gospel.
I noticed that. This is your toughest crowd you're ever going to have.
Yeah. Because we will never get to do the gospel.
No. Yes, you will.
Yeah, we will.
You can, other than Mass, you can do the gospel.
That's right, Joseph.
They call it a gospel reflection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can still, if it's not Mass, you can still proclaim the gospel. You can do it at baptism, you can do it at funerals, vigils.
Yeah.
Are you normally elected? Have you been elected?
Why not?
You should. Your voice is a real gift. Seriously, your voice is a real gift. I mean, people tend to listen. It's not, you know, I'm loud, so people kind of turn me off. But no, it's soft, but it's loud enough to hear, and it's just got such a quality to it that it's like it's very pleasant to the ear. You really should be elected.
It really draws us in.
You're depriving your parish of a gift.
I will say one thing, I have to say one thing. A couple times there when I lost you, you got too quiet. And that's just because sometimes I lose that a little bit. So you got to remember that you have to always make sure the folks in the back can hear you. Now you have a microphone normally speaking, but there may be times if you're at a vigil or you're in a different situation, you don't have a microphone. So you want to make sure everybody can still hear you, but that you can still maintain that softness and that, you have a, I can't reiterate what everybody said because they've already said it. You have a beautiful voice, and your voice is enchanting. But you sometimes don't go so low that we lose what you said because we're all going, what's she saying? See? So you got to be aware of that too. Any other comment? Oh, Andrew.
It's a gospel, but as I was listening, it's like I'm listening to the radio show from the psychologist. It's like somebody asked some kind of, like a counseling, and this psychologist, like explaining and talking to you. That's how I receive, rather than gospel. Very soft, it's just soaking, just observing, Very, very nice, very inspired voice. It's a good.
The word of the Lord is the word when we receive it. I think we just said it. It's very true.
Like when we were discussing, actually we should have done this one was that December, and that was the nerve-wracking, the first one, because I remember Anne-Marie said that when you prepare your, like our reflection, don't let them, change it, because you already had that week of nerve-wracking experience. But we were, some reason, I don't know what happened, we were scheduled that
It happens.
day.
It happens.
So anyway, towards the end, I wasn't sure. Just said, you want Father Steve to look at this? And said, okay, I'm going to prepare this, but I really didn't want to change it. And then I said, no, I changed my mind, because I had in prayer, I said, oh my God, I can only talk of simple things, but I would like to talk from the heart. But I said, it's not really important what I have to say today. What is important is what you want me to say. So and then with that in mind, I didn't give it to Jesse to have Father, but it's what it is.
Well, let's talk about your humbling. How do you feel about your humbling?
It was good. To me, it's good. But now I feel so much better.
Okay, let's then talk about what are the good things that grabbed you? What out of a humbling? What grabbed you?
Trust in the Lord.
Okay. Anything else?
We are stewards in His vineyard. That spoke to me.
Anybody else?
Just that stewardship one again, we are all going to have to answer for how the performance is.
We're accountable. I got that.
I think to be really holy from your heart, there's so much conviction, and it's very powerful and effective.
You were very smooth with your humbling. Even though you were using your notes, which is fine, it didn't distract me at all. Which means you had it well prepared, so obviously you knew and you spent a lot of time with what I see. So I think that was good. Anything else?
everything looked good, but what I wish that if you had a little space or pause in between the finishing of your gospel reading and starting of the homily, like a change of kind of atmosphere, like maybe you could be just a little bit out or just had a little smile or something. But because of the same voice reading the gospel and the homily, it's like almost like a continuation of the homily and the gospel. So that one, I wish there was a little pause in between, but other than that, it was very smooth and everything was so through. But that's the only thing that.
That's one that didn't work. Any more that did work?
I like the we's and the us in your homily. I thought that was very, rather than you. I thought it was very good to include yourself and all of us. I think that's a great one as well.
Okay, let's talk about the things that maybe didn't work well, and I think Angela already mentioned one. Things that maybe didn't work, that may, or maybe could be done and maybe expressed in different ways, things that just didn't work for you a little bit. Sherry?
There were two things. One was, I wanted to know how that guy knew he was going to lose his job.
He was thinking that he's probably gonna be losing his job, so he's preparing stuff. How am I gonna? To me, my mind was, okay. See, like when I was thinking about it, like we are really sometimes we are so busy with so many things, and it's very hard to have a balance of okay, we have to have a spiritual portion, and of course our worldly portion. So like in this way, he figured out that okay, I messed up on this. Like my comparison is, oh, I messed up on this. How am I going to make up on that one? So he's already assuming, oh, in the event that he loses this job, which is likely because the master was mad at him and messed up big time. So he was thinking, how am I going to do? Because he was thinking there's certain things that he would not be doing, would not like to be doing. So that's how I.
And actually, I think you said that. I think you said, so it was, it could have been this way. Remember, when you're delivering a homily, sometimes you can say things that you say, well, it could have been this way, we don't know, so here's an idea, and you throw it out there. Doesn't mean it happened that way, it just means it's possible.
Could have. And the other thing, there were, to me, I got lost in the Bible quotes. There was a lot of quoting from,
Oh, because I see our life is full of
Yeah.
struggles.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Okay.
Jesus is saying life is not easy, so we have to be constantly on the watch out there to, do what we're supposed to do, and then it's not easy to be a disciple.
Anything else? Right.
More of a question. I think one point you said something like God gave promises a rose garden.
No, it's just like humanity.
Jesus, okay. And I found it distracting because I said, what have I heard? Oh, yeah, it was a song. But, so my thought at that time was maybe lay a little foundation, like say, it's like the song said, or like you've heard before, rather than just as part of your reflection, which makes it sound like it's your thought. See, so I found it a little distracting, but.
Okay, one of the things, oh, sorry, go ahead, Joe.
Well, I heard several very good points, but I had difficulty tying it up into one nugget. Remember, Father Steve was telling us that have one really strong point, make one point, not several. And I thought you made several good points, but it's like I was trying to write in one sentence what your homily was, and I really couldn't. I had several things, like commitment to God, making choices, trust in Jesus, pick up your cross.
Only through prayer.
Yeah. So I heard like several good things. So that's just, if you want to try to wrap it up in one thing somehow.
I have two things. There were several places in there when you used the salad phrase. Let us, let us. And it got my attention because it just gets my attention. There might be another way you could probably do that is saying Jesus invites us, or God invites us, or we're invited to do that. And what it does is it includes you. Not only is it inclusive for you, because you're invited as well, but it's a different way of saying. And for those of us, if you hear it a lot, and I think it was like 3 or 4 times I heard it. One time wouldn't have bothered me, but I heard it like 3 or 4 times. I went, okay, I just want to bring it up so you're aware of it. So you're aware of that. The other thing that caught me is I counted 3 endings.
Yeah.
Now, you could have ended 3 different places. And it was like, and when you finished, there was a couple of them, it's like, oh, that was great. And then you started talking again, I went, so that's how I noticed it, that's what made me notice, because you actually had 3 really good endings, and they were all good, but sometimes you can consolidate that and just be careful on it. I mean, you did a great job, but these are just little things that'll help you as you go down the line to think about as you go forward. Okay?
And I like the last reflection question. The last one.
Yeah.
Final sentence.
It was good, I mean, it was good, you know. But as I said, there were a couple points where I went, oh, that's really good, and then you start talking again, I went, oh, that was a good ending. I was thinking, that was a great ending, you know. So, yeah. Very good. Any other? Good. Good job.